Namaste. Many people have asked how sins can be removed and how to overcome the feeling of guilt over sin. The whole point is, the highest Vedanta does not recognize sin. It recognizes error. When we are not identified with our divine nature and think we are only the small Jivatma identified with the body and mind, then only the picture of sin, the concept of sin comes into our mind. But yes, if there has been any cause of regret in our actions, in our thoughts, and anything negative which we are not able to overcome, then there is a way to overcome it. So this is what is called a sin. Traditionally, a sin is that which does not help you manifest the glory of your soul. That is what is called papa. And punya means that which helps you manifest the glory of your soul. So knowledge, devotion, higher spiritual practice, good service activities, good attitudes of mind, all these constitute punya. But doing negative actions, anger, hatred, lust, all these constitute papa, sins. So when a sin has been committed consciously or unconsciously, and then the mind is full of regret, how do we overcome the effects of that sin? This is an important question. There are ways to do this. One is what is called agha marshana. Agha means sin, and there is a way of removing the effects of that sin through definite rites and rituals. Traditionally, it used to be practiced like this: Shanti, Swastyayan, and there are certain kinds of rituals which are performed in order to remove negative effects born of bad karma. The second way is, by spiritual practice. If there is constant devotion to God, and if you can tearfully pray to Him that to remove whatever was unconsciously done and that I will not repeat it again, if this can be prayed in a very sincere manner, if you can pray for this, then the effects of the sin is removed. Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi used to say that where a big accident had to happen due to the sin, you will suffer a small thorn prick. So the effects of the sin are minimized through spiritual practice, prayer, devotion, japa, all this. Deep prayer will remove the veil of sin and the deep regret and pain in the heart. But then one should not repeat it again. For that, the required sanskar backup should be there. Because you see, one gives in to sin only when sufficient positive good sanskars are not there. So then one has to work upon building those sanskars. So the third most important point is, how do we work on sanskars? We change our ways of thinking. Now thought will be positive, our actions will be positive, we will bring devotion into our lives, we will bring good habits into our lives. As we go on repeating good vrittis, they will go into our subconscious and become good sanskars, and they will support our prayer, our spiritual practice, and remove the negative effects of our bad karmas. So the generation of sanskars, the purification of sanskars is very important. Otherwise, repeatedly we will go into the sin mode. We will keep doing things which we ourselves don't like, because we are in a compulsive mode. So take care of this. Then there is something, the fourth point here, that which removes sin is what is called prayaschita, which means there are certain practices, if performed, which bring our mind back to the original state, original pure state. Prayaschita itself means us chit ko, praya chit ko vapas lana. So what are these practices? Most efficacious is the name of God, and certain, again, rituals, certain seva karya it is called, like feeding the poor and the needy, those who are in need, doing some form of seva in vibrant places. All these bring back the original state of mind. Prayaschita can also be performed through intense austerity in one's personal life, which means leading a very disciplined life, regulating our intake of food, whatever we take in through the senses, regulating whatever we take in through the mind, and deliberately performing practices which will eliminate bad karma, which will remove bad karma. All this is included in Prayaschit. It also takes the form of giving up small pleasures in life or something which we like very much. If you give that up in a place of pilgrimage, that also constitutes austerity. So all this is meant, you see, any form of austerity is meant to bring back our original state of pure being, awareness. So these are all the ways in which we can overcome the effects of sin. But the most important thing in life is, putting the foundational stones for a really bright, elevated life, creating the right sanskars, so that we don't go back into negative influences, into negative actions. Once we are done with our prayaschit, we should not go back. Don't go back into any negativity. We must be able to bounce back into positivity always. For that, generation of the right sanskars. This is most important. It should be part of the educational process. If it is not, the family environment, the family culture should cultivate it. So this is when mind really is elevated. So then there will be no question of sin in the life. The mind only wants to do positive, something positive and positive and positive. So life is all about, growing in awareness, in consciousness and in devotion. Don't waste it on small things. A wasted human life will leave only regrets in our minds, and that's the greatest sin. So take care of your mind, take care of your life, and commit to a higher life. I think that's the way out of sin. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om